Wow.
That's my take on it.
I liked it. Perfection is not.
Not being perfect is being consistent in your quest to be perfect.
That's deep. That's deep.
Quote me when you drop that point. Boddhi Satva, don't even.
Ladies and gents, welcome to another episode of the podcast. We are here with an English-speaking guest. I received some requests to have English-speaking guests, and today I have the honor to have Boddhi Satva as a guest. How are you?
Thank you, my brother.
It's a pleasure to meet
You
you.
know how we do. Your hands are warm besides this freezing cold.
Yeah, it's very, very cold today. We are in Liège. And I have the pleasure to have Boddhi Satva, who is, ladies and gents, the founder of Ancestral Soul Music.
Yes, indeed.
So my audience may not know you, so I will ask you to introduce what you do musically and sonically so that people can have a nice introduction to your body of work.
Well, so I'm a DJ, producer, label owner, entrepreneur, NFT cryptos enthusiast, born and raised in Central African Republic, Bangui, capital city, raised in Bria, eastern part of the country, to a Central African French father and a Belgian American mother. I was blessed to grow up being literally put to sleep or even awakened by drums, rhythms, sounds, all sorts of sounds. And it seems like percussions and syncopation of rhythms have always been part of my life. So much so that very early on, I had a thing for music.
Okay.
And so, having had, my older brothers who were about 12 to 13 years older than me, already well versed into music, it kind of like served as a blueprint for me to, follow through or be at least inspired to try to experiment, right? And, I come from hip hop. Used to have a hip hop crew, Bekpa crew, which in translation to English is, I guess, Stormy crew, if you want to call it this way. But yeah, Bekpa crew. We had a dope crew. Wasn't necessarily the best rapper, but I was the guy really into the drums, the beats and stuff. And so it started like that.
Nice.
And one time, my father's youngest brother. My uncle came on vacation to Bria in Central African Republic, and he brought a series of CDs that he had bought in.
Oh, you moved Japan.
No, I didn't actually. Sorry for the noise. Here we are. We back into normal action. Take two. Interview. So, anyways, he came for vacation in Central African in Bria. Brought a couple of CDs, he used to live in London at the time, and he brought this. I was already introduced to electronic music through my older brothers, New Beat, Acid House, techno, etc. But my uncle brought forth this compilation, this album actually by this artist called Kevin Yost, and man, I really was blown away the moment I pressed play, and it really changed my entire perception of music. Because at that very moment, I had never heard anything done like that.
Okay.
The mixtures of elements, of textures, patterns, influences was just incredible. And that moment, I knew that, more than anything in life, music was something I hoped I could one day do.
Okay.
And by hope, I mean, our African fathers and families, they want you to be a lawyer, they want you to be, you know what I mean? So,
yeah.
But yeah, so that's how it all started for me. And Eventually, I moved to Belgium when I was 18 in Brussels. Lived in Belgium for 17 years, and through this time spent in Belgium is when I really, really embraced fully, the path of music making and also DJing. And on that journey along the way, I created a sound that I coined Ancestral Soul because it takes its roots from my very rich background, which is I'm a mixed child, so obviously there's different cultures coming in together. But being that the predominant force and influence in this métissage of mine is Africa, it was almost impossible for me not to have that influence as the core support
art.
of my art. Yeah, so yeah, Ancestral Soul is the meetings of African rhythms and sounds with electronic, more European sorts of influences, but not only.
Okay. Which is fine and nice to know is that you have a new project coming out.
Mm-hmm.
It was part of a trilogy, right?
Yeah,
So
definitely.
can you guide us through this
Well,
trilogy?
So the new album that's going to drop May, June 2022 is a 31 songs album.
Wow.
It's called Manifestation. And as you just said very well, it's part of a trilogy that started with my first album, Invocation. That was a 10 to 12 years in the making type of project. A project that really, really helped set forth a full exposure for the sound that I've started doing, thanks to my producer at the time, my executive producer at the time, Mr. Louis Vega, yes. Grammy Award winner, and he really entrusted me with, his investment. Made sure that I was given all the necessary tools to really express myself artistically, and we brought forth this amazing body of work called Invocation, which is my first album. And then following that, in 2015, I dropped Transition, which is an album that truly feels like a transition between Invocation, where I was at that time, which was literally a year in after my father's passing at the time, and a true moment of musical transitioning, where I was really experimenting even more, exploring even more without fear and without holding back my various, creative hats, and not being stuck into the idea of conforming to the, the pre-established idea that, I got to be authentic. The whole concept of authenticity was really put into perspective from that point on.
Okay.
And so, not saying that, because the coming from the underground house music industry, when I started, there's this very elite and elitist type of look towards music and art, especially if it's a bit more commercial, a bit more accessible, right? So you're deemed as, well, you serving the people bullshit. We are serving to the people music for the soul, the mind, which, yeah, I get what you're saying, it's true, but and what tells you that the person who's doing these commercial sounds isn't doing it from their heart, even though it's commercially, motivated? I mean, none of us is trying to work for free, and none of us is trying to work to be broke.
Indeed.
At least I'm not part of those ones. So, Transition was truly that album that was like, okay, no, Boddhi's now stepping into a completely different kind of realm. And so, from that point on, so much has happened. And as of recently, Manifestation is the next project coming up that will surprisingly, unfortunately, be as well the tribute to my mother, whom I've just lost a couple of weeks ago. So, a necessary therapy, I would say. And interestingly enough, all my music especially albums in my life, are related to really interesting shifts in my, physical existence. So I'm excited to bring it to the people because it's just a beautiful body of work.
I had the opportunity to hear some cuts, and I must say, this time I really feel that I'm traveling because you have 31 tracks, and all your influences. I can feel that you've been almost all around the world, and I can hear it. And now it feels, because you took this decision to release 31 tracks, it feels like you can take the time to go on a journey.
Oh yeah,
Because
for sure.
albums used to be 12 or 13 sounds,
Yeah.
and then you have to make a selection to really grasp people's attention, to have like the 12 or 13 best tracks. But here, it's a totally different approach, and I like it because I really have the time to go and embark on a journey.
And you can even pause, and come back to it 3 weeks later or a month later. It's up to you. I mean, people, when it drops, it's pretty much like a playlist.
Yeah.
Right? It's a double CD, actually. It's a double CD album, technically. The idea is to really, give you a deeper glimpse, a look, better yet, into, my creative capacities.
Yes. It's very interesting albums. Who are the guests that we can expect on this amazing project?
I'd like to say this is a surprise, and however, that can be frustrating. So I can.
Okay, no problem.
I'll just say that for those watching and who are like, we just want to know at least, or some people just don't probably give a fuck, like, yeah, or whatever.
But it's okay.
We got my brother Keisha. We got so many names. We got DJ Satellite.
I'm pretty sure your long time.
Buddy.
Yeah, Boddhi.
Buddy, Buddy's there, obviously. Actually, I can tell you this much about, this is as much I'm going to tell you about the album. But I made Buddy spit verses on a reggae joint produced by yours truly. And a lot of people don't know I can actually, do reggae music, in my own way, with my own take, obviously. I'm always going to add a little, Ancestral Soul's, twist to it. But yeah, and it's Boddhi, and I have also on that song the amazing Noah Slee, who is an amazing vocalist. Noah Slee, he's done as well a Callers show that was very, very successful. Both of them actually, Boddhi and Noah Slee, had their respective callers. So, having them together on this specific song is just amazing, and it's a song that speaks on real life situations, and pretty much being black and being a target, which is a unfortunately ever occurring, a recurring topic.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But one thing I feel in your music is this component of healing. I feel like the music that you create is something that is there to help people heal in a certain way, and also maybe, and that's a question I have for you, does it play a role in your personal healing?
Oh, absolutely, man. My music is all about therapy for me, man. Music is therapy for me, I don't create a sound without it having some sort of meaning, one word, because my inspiration just can't come otherwise. And it doesn't have to be a negative, sort of like inspiration. It can be anything in life. But obviously, we tend to be more shaped by, challenging situations, things that can be perceived as negative and sad and gut-wrenching and heartbreaking and, challenging mentally. And it's through these times that we often, if you're really one of those people who, like myself or you or others who are practitioners of always trying to look at the positive side of the conversation. It is easy to focus on what's not good and what's not happening, what's not working, which is great. You must acknowledge what's not working, but then you must find a solution to see how you can solution it, how you can make it better, or learn from it and start something different that will, benefit from the experience you gathered, previously. So yeah, music for me is all about healing. That's what it is, and it's got to be fun too.
Also,
It's got to be a music that, the music that I make is, some of it is very, 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 I wouldn't say obscure, but like some of it is obscure and very dark, and makes you think, make you really, really go inside, and a lot of it is just like, feel good, nostalgia, have fun, make love, do your thing. You know what I mean? Type
it's
situation.
normal. It's normal. We human beings, we go through different type of emotions. We go through different experiences. And one of the things that I liked also last month, I could see you go through a new shift, a new direction, which was more going to YouTube and NFTs. And this is something very interesting because, many artists stayed home.
Yeah.
And you had to reinvent yourself. And I really liked the way you did that. And for the people that did not know, you did something very fun during the quarantine time.
Yeah, I mean, as you said it very well, we all had to shift our positions, reconsider what we're doing, understand that, things would not necessarily be the same as they used to be, obviously once, we got hit by this whole COVID situation, and the deep traumas it brought along the way. So what other choices you have, right? You need to be extremely fast in your thinking process. You need to really consider the necessity of exploring all the avenues at your reach. YouTube was one of those avenues. NFTs were one of those avenues. There's many other things that one can do. And I've really got on fully. My YouTube, when I started, I was like 9,000 subscribers. Now I'm like 50,000+ subscribers.
Wow.
I do 2 weeks a show, 2 show a week. One on Fridays, one on Mondays.
What was the name of the show?
The Monday show is a talk show, Monday Quality Talks, on which I'm going to invite you as well.
Nice.
And the one on Fridays is called Quarantine Grooves, and it's all about me DJing and playing for an hour to 2 hours. And now I'm doing it more as I'm starting to open it to a more collaborative kind of thing where, I'll be spinning from Lisbon, and then, with the Stream Key have, my guys, my good friend actually, Jojo Flores in Montreal, take over.
Nice.
With Aquasul in Montreal, and like we're doing a full 3-4 hours situation, and people can, be there online and, travel around the world without traveling. They be in wherever they are, and see top-notch DJing and DJs doing their thing.
That's nice.
Yeah, man.
To me, my first encounter with your music, I remember it was during the fashion show, and it was 20 years ago. And I remember a friend told me, yeah, you should come because it's going to be this amazing artist, Boddhi. And I was like, who? Yeah, come. So I came, and I will never forget because the fashion show ended around 4 p.m. And you started playing at 4, and your set ended at 10 p.m., something like that. So it's a lot of hours back-to-back playing. And the energy that you had. And me, I remember this experience was amazing because I partied from 4 p.m. till 10 p.m. non-stop, and I was like, wow, I really had this amazing time, and it felt like I partied for like maybe 2 hours. But this feeling, this energy that you have when you are behind the desks is incredible. How do you play non-stop like this? Where do you get this energy from?
Man, it's just it's just passion. It's just passion. It's really loving what you do, and really loving to be of service to people and giving them a good time. You want to make sure that when somebody comes to a venue where you are invited as a guest to perform, you want to make sure that they have a good time, that they when the ladies come, they want to feel like damn, I'm feeling even more sexy. The music makes me want to be sexier, whatever the case. And guys, you want them to also feel like, oh, now I gotta uphold a certain attitude and demeanor that is respectful. You know what I mean? It's not the kind of music it's gonna be music that's you might want to bump and grind and all that shit on the on the dance floor, but in a very decent way, very respectfully. I pride myself in saying that whenever I DJed in 21 years career, there was no occurrences, almost none, maybe once or twice in some crazy ass clubs where we probably went in the past, but like 99% of the time, women and men alike didn't have to experience anything weird, because it's the energy you give to the people.
Yeah.
Because people forget being a DJ requires of you to be extremely aware of the delivery and the transmission of that energy, because music is indeed pure energy. So at a younger version of myself, I was already aware of that, because I was humbling myself enough to be under my teachers, my masters, and trying to learn from them what it was, and still do. I still am that way. I still have, and I pay a lot of respect to each and every one of those who've helped me make my way to where I am and where I will be tomorrow. I've never had issues acknowledging that I may have done the work myself, but it took the contribution of amazing souls and challenging ones as well, because not everybody's for you. So even the people who are against you help you enhance your skill, your capacities, and your drive, and it's the desire to just give people a good time. That really is my motivation.
I really like what you said. And, I would very encourage my audience to take a deep dive into Boddhi's world. What I will do also is I will put a link, and you will have the ability to see the magnificent catalog that you have. Because it's amazing. It's an amazing catalog. So we're going to come back for part 2, and then we're going to chit-chat a little bit more loosely about fun topics, because it's always fun to have you around.
You know it.
Have fun with my bro.
Let's do this.
Okay, see you in part 2.
Sakana, twende, siba, hey, mama, siba, hey, kitana se, kitana se, Cuba.
So that was the first introduction, but I want to know something. So you left Brussels, Belgium, a few years ago, and now you live in Portugal, Lisbon.
Yes, sir.
So we didn't really have time to catch up, but I want to know, what's up with the love life?
Oh. I saw you coming, though. I saw you coming with your big ass shoes. Love life is pretty actually chill, actually. There's nothing going on.
Nah, I cannot believe. Mr. Boddhi Satva, chill.
I used to have my days. I had my glorious days, if they were glorious at any point. But truthfully, yeah, but they were. I've always been very low key. I don't like my private life to be out there. And whoever I do my thing with, I don't like it to be out there neither. Especially if it's not something that's going to be official. You want to keep your shit,
on the
low. On the low. You know what I mean? And that's something very important to me, because I just think that, especially when you have a visibility,
like
rather
this,
that it's
yes.
out of the norm, no, like on some Drake shit, but within our reality, a little bit out of the norm from the people you usually encounter. I think there's a necessity to have, first of all, discretion, but not only for you, but also for the person you dating or you're just having fun with, right?
Having fun,
yeah,
huh?
Man,
So
don't cause me no troubles now.
No, but I want to know, as a DJ, you travel all around the world. We want to know, does it sometimes happen that you are in funny situations, like with the crowd, that maybe you're in a set and something crazy happens? Can you?
Oh God, what can I mean, I mean, it happened often that, in a crowd, I would see this one specific girl that would just look at me, and I would look at her, and or she would just have this, it happened in several countries around the world where that one woman has this captivating effect about her. And, it's not a sexual thing necessarily, even though she might be super attractive physically, but it would be more like, why is this one not dancing? I'm going to make you dance.
Oh, so you take it as a challenge.
You take it as a challenge. So you not only play for the crowd, now you're playing for her. But interestingly enough, she ends up moving, shaking, and losing it to the music. And that's a great feeling, But me, I'm not one of those guys who, and that's not saying that it's bad. I mean, people do what they do. Me, I don't take anyone back to the hotel after my show.
Okay.
It's just not how I work. I'm paid to do a job. I'm here to plus, and also I'm a shy person in that sense. I mean, I would feel extremely uncomfortable if I was to, bring a girl from the club in front of the promoters, even if they don't care. They're like, yeah, come on. I'll be like, tomorrow, if I stay more than one day, then yeah, maybe I'll have fun. Even if it's a line. But most of the time, when it comes time to work,
okay,
I go back to my hotel room by myself. That's how it has to be.
Is it easy to have a relationship in the job that you do?
It's not. I mean, it's nowadays. It's just it's a desire to want to be with somebody, anyways, right? You gotta wanna build and truly hold on to values that you've been taught or given or acquired through the years by your education or experience. But no, it's not easy, man. But it's just it's not easy because first of all, you exposed to a lot of attention. There's gonna be jealousy involved, especially if you are with somebody that feels a bit insecure or that you're not able to feel secure about how you feel about her. And you being out there doesn't mean anything special besides you working. And yeah, you gotta entertain at some point, the fans, should I say, in a certain way, but that doesn't mean you're sleeping with every bro that you see, right? So it's like, come on. But a lot of the time it's really communication.
Okay.
And I've learned that through the years that as men, we have, not all of us know how to communicate properly our feelings. Sometimes we'll act or we'll respond a certain way that will make a woman that might already be insecure because of past relationship feel even more insecure and then become even more of a pain in the butt just because you were not able to, express certain things a certain way. But also you could just be dealing with somebody that just, no matter how good you express yourself, doesn't fucking get it.
Yeah.
So I suggest strongly to not fucking stay with that person because he's gonna ruin your life.
True.
But no, it's not easy. It's not impossible, but it's very much complicated. Yeah, it's very challenging. But it's not impossible. Again, it depends what you're in the game for. I've been in the game 21 years. I'm still as hungry as I ever was, but being in the game for pussy and all that, I mean, been there, done that. It was fun.
Okay,
it was nice,
excusez-nous, Monsieur Boddhi Satva.
Well, excusez-moi, mon frère. But that's, why? But it's also because I've realized that along the way I've hurt some feelings that I never wanted to hurt and never was my intention. And I realized that there was certain feelings. There was several things that was hurt, but one specific woman that I was like, that was the last person I wanted to hurt.
Okay.
And I was like, you know what? Cool. I'm gonna have fun, but it's not gonna be, it's not gonna be the way it was. You know what I mean? Not that it was anything special or crazy, but when guys like us who are well educated, our mothers, our parents were very strict with us and gave us rules and certain boundaries. When you know how to behave, when you know how to carry yourself, it's sexy, right? And you're upright, boom, open, just fucking,
Yeah.
You know what it is, right? Being a gentleman.
Yeah.
But also you being a player too, because you're very well aware that being a gentleman, you got your ways with the women, with the ladies. Yeah, you gotta be. It's a responsibility that, lack of experience and wisdom will lead you to disrespect to a certain extent. So it's important once you've learned to really apply the knowledge and try to do your best, because nobody's perfect. I'm probably going to hurt more feelings. I don't know. I mean, at this point of my life, we're getting close to our 40s now, so it's time has come to, chill a little bit and find yourself a lovely lady and see what's up.
So ladies, you hear it here. So if you're well balanced, if you need a nice, talented person that's gonna rock your world, Boddhi Satva.
Rock your world,
Boddhi Satva is on the market.
I've been on the market. Yeah, I've been on the market for about 2 years and a half now.
Did you ever produce, I'm pretty sure yes, but on this last album, I'm not sure. Did you produce a track for somebody special? Like
so many tracks. So many tracks, man.
Give us one track. Give me just one
I've
track.
done an entire album for one of my exes.
Wow.
Under my other production name.
Damn.
Yeah.
Does she know?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
We're still cool. She knows what she lost. So good. No, but it's true. I mean, look, and it's not lost because we're still very cool. But she knows. She knows what's up. Look, man. I mean, don't get me wrong, bro. I hold myself to a really very high level of expectation and expectancy. I'm very regard. J'allais dire en français, regardant.
Allons-y, nous sommes des polyglottes.
Some polyglotte, mais I'm just very adamant on making sure that I act well.
Okay.
I don't want to fuck up, because I just don't like to be told that I fucked up. And so, writing music for women that have, hurt my feelings. Usually it's always because of heartbreak or somebody that you saw something could have happened, but you probably didn't have the courage to move forward because there's probably other distractions around. Yeah, definitely. But I definitely wrote an entire album for one of my exes, and I actually wrote Manifestation is a big love album.
Okay.
It has been also inspired by one of my past relationships, but not all the tracks. But a lot of them, yeah.
So you see a big tough guy, but he has a big tough heart, huh?
Yo, you know what it is? It's like you can't. I think it's gentle toughness. You gotta be able to be tough, to be all this, masculinity alpha. But alpha doesn't mean being an aggressive, super dominant, and toxic kind of personality.
Because I think it's harder in this society to be masculine.
You are who you are, I think some people want to absolutely play a role and they want to be these big tough guys. They feel nothing, supposedly this and that, but technically they're very, very, very fragile. The moment you touch them in a certain way, they'll break down.
Yeah.
I've been blessed to fully embrace my feelings and fully embrace my weaknesses and fully, just really dive deep into myself enough and see myself the way I am, truly. And be comfortable with it. Make peace with a lot of shit as well. And stand in front of you as, somebody who's, centered, anchored, confident, but not cocky. But very confident, for sure. Oh, for sure, man. And I think confidence can be very attractive. That's why you got to be very, very wise about, not letting yourself be caught by, But I'm always going to be an Epicurean, man. I love having a good time. I love having, people that I care for around me. And that's always going to be a recipe if you're surrounded with people who don't necessarily share that kind of energy or understand what you're about, for a rather weird mix. That's why you got to learn how to choose your tribe, accordingly.
True.
And a lot of people, and we were talking about this recently with a friend, where we're like, sometimes you get with a girl and, for example, you say things that she'll make you say things knowing that you don't mean them, right? And or you're not necessarily prepared for assuming the responsibility that comes along with the word that you're just, you know, sort of like getting along with in the conversation that you're having with her. But it's almost like you're scared to say the truth because you're scared you won't get the pussy. There's nothing more liberating than telling the truth, man. And
The
saying,
truth
look, this
will
is...
set you free.
It is, though. Because why lie to get the pum-pum? Just know this is who I am. This is what I am. This is what I can give. This is what I cannot give. But one thing for sure, above all, is respect. I will never disrespect you, never put you in a position. Even if you were to try to, I will never put myself at arm's length or put you at arm's length in any way, shape, or form, because I'm just motivated by respect. And out of respect, this is who I am. And even if you are trying to date somebody and trying to be in a relationship, I really think that you've got to try your best to be as honest about your flaws and your strengths. And if that person can't receive that offering and try to weaponize that against you, they don't need to be in your life, because you've been vulnerable and honest enough to just display that energy, display that nakedness, you know.
Boddhi Satva, le coach émotionnel là.
Au fait, donc je peux dire, envoyez-moi l'argent, donc les PayPal seraient inscrits en bas. But by the way, yeah, let me tell you this, right? This is a brother who, very much like myself, we're doing our shows on YouTube and all these other, you know, platforms, and we need your support. So I don't know if you do that, but you should have a PayPal link where people can make donations. This is not something that is very much ingrained in mentalities here in Europe, but you gotta support, because this is a show that is a labor of love. You're doing it also because you like it,
Yeah, I love it.
but it's adding value to people's life. You're able to sit down with people who are sharing personal, you know, prime time information with you
Thanks.
that your viewers have access to because of you and your relationship with the people you're interviewing. You know what I mean? So it's only but right if people press those like buttons, people make those donations, and just continue showing the love, because it comes at a cost. Not just materially, but it's time. It's, you know, energy.
Yeah.
So support.
Thank you for everybody that's supporting. And talking about support, you know, I had this conversation. People will, and that's funny, and I'm not mad about it, but I find it funny that people will see what you do, but would never never put a comment. But when you see them in real life, they would be like, yo,
Oh yeah,
what you did.
All the time.
It's amazing.
All
It's
the time.
cool. I love it. But then I think to myself, but I don't remember you liking or commenting
any of my shit.
That's weird.
What can we
That's
do,
weird.
man? I mean, some people are just there observing and waiting the right moment to, you know, check you and say, yo, I validate what you're doing, or I don't. And some people just openly or overtly just show you the love, and they want to help, and, you know, I think that all of this resides in very different layers for different people. Some people, it can be, you know, rooted in jealousy, rooted in not understanding what the fuck you're doing. It's so many things.
Yeah.
Ignorance
Also,
or not caring.
and it's okay, you know, at the end, it's
All
okay.
of it is okay. But we're keeping notes. Just saying.
But
It's all love, but we're keeping notes.
talking about support, you can also support Boddhi because he's also creating NFTs. NFTs is the new hot topic in the crypto space, and Boddhi decided to draw back after a lot of years not doing it.
Since I was a fucking kid at 8 years old.
So now you're back on drawing.
I'm drawing, man. I'm a free. I don't know. I'm not trained. I just draw what comes to mind. You know, as a kid, my older brother, my late oldest brother, was an amazing artist, amazing painter. And I've grabbed the pen and
Decided
I'm
to
joined
express.
with my iPhone, and I'm using Procreate, and I'm doing all these arts. I mean, if as of recently this year, if you've seen any of my releases on Spotify and so on, these covers starting since January are mine.
Oh, so you
I draw everything.
nice.
I produce, mix, master, market,
All
and
by
create the
yourself?
designs, everything by myself.
Wow. That's very interesting because with this it means like an artist you take control of the whole career.
Yeah, I've taken control of my entire career. All aspects of my career are controlled.
That's amazing. I guess it's also tough
It's a lot of work.
because I'm not sure if you have a big team behind you now.
No, I don't. I mean, I have a reasonable team, but everybody has different, very specific roles. I have two labels. I have my label Offering Recordings that I run alone. I used to run it, with for a certain moment with Ivan Diaz, and then Ivan stopped, and then Sifa came on. Sifa helped me run the label for quite some time. We did very well, but then Sifa had also had other endeavors, so I decided to just strip the whole thing to the bare minimum and run it by myself. And then I have this other label that I launched with a big brother, a legend in the game, big influence in the music industry, Mr. Peter Adakwa, owner of BBE Music, with whom we've launched Batakari Music, which is the sister label to BBE, and we own it together. And so for that label we have an entire team with PR, with marketing in place. But when it comes to Boddhi Satva, yes, I'm benefiting from the team when I'm releasing projects on the label, obviously. But also than that, I have my people. I have my booking agents. I have people I have people I can count on if I need anything.
That's amazing.
Freelancers, etc. So it's just the way it works now. Collaborations and just interactions and making shit happen.
Talking about recognition, I wanted to talk about the prize that you won with Boddhi.
Oh,
Can you tell us more about that?
well, we were very surprised to win album of the year, urban music album of the year in Belgium for the year 2021. For the album we've done together, Boddhi and I, called Trouble Fête.
Trouble Fête.
Yeah, and that album won that in the category of urban music, which is even more troubling because you're like, whoa, okay, Afro house and this futuristic Afro beats, ancestral soul are considered urban music in Belgium.
You were shocked?
Wow, we were like, damn, that's amazing because it's an industry-related award. Well, this is not something that the public votes for. It's really the industry awarding you, if I'm not wrong. So it's pretty amazing and it feels really good and it's very encouraging, especially coming from Belgium, which is a country where I lived for 17 years before moving to Portugal 5 years ago. It's an unexpected accolade, but a very appreciated one indeed.
Feels good to be appreciated.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. Even though it's not something that it's not something that well, you learn to stop trying to look for it, because you gotta understand that there's gonna be a time where people, there's the moment where you come up, everybody talks about you, then you're part of the thing, then nobody talks about you, and then you come back up, and it's always these phases, and you gotta learn to be comfortable in all of them.
I want to ask you if you can give some advice to artists, no matter what they do in life. If you have an advice for anybody, what would it be?
Be passionate. Be passionate. Have faith in you. Be consistent, resilient, rigorous in the work that you do. Perfection is not being perfect. It's doing your best to be consistent in your quest to be perfect.
Wow.
That's my take on it.
I liked it. Perfection is
Not being perfect. It's being consistent in your quest to be perfect.
That's deep. That's deep.
Quote me when you drop that poem. Boddhi Satva, don't even.
So it was very unfortunate to see you in those circumstances.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, I was very happy that we took the time to have this small conversation.
I'm glad we did.
And I'm very happy to make my audience discover your work. And, I'm going to drop the links down below. If you want to support my friend, an amazing artist, now is your time. And if you don't, just play the music and enjoy for yourself. And yeah, so...
That's right.
Boddhi.
PI.
Ah!
Oh, Moutounanga. Excusez. Vraiment. On s'est dit au revoir, Vraiment
il fait très
désolé.
froid,
Il fait très froid.
Il fait
Depuis
très
tout à l'heure, on souffle. Vraiment, les coucougnettes ont déjà rétréci depuis. Let's go.